Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about long form 2. We're going to discuss about motion, beats, timing, and the relationships between the other two forms as well. So in the beginning of long form 2, we step forward with a right hammering inward block, utilizing our rotation into our neutral, along with our 2-beat action, a 1-2, into our single beat strike. So as we step forward and chambering our back arm, unlike short 2, which is a positional check, we utilize our 3 ranges, our diagonal medium range, our horizontal long range, and our vertical short range weapon. As we follow the same principles and concepts of the previous forms, the same arm, same direction, along with direct rotation, we also use our first power principle with our short range weapon, which is rotation. As we move on to the second side, we execute a left thrusting inward block along with the same 2-beat principle, along with our single beat strike. This helps us develop rhythm, timing, and execution of proper motion with directional harmony. Also utilizing the upper body rotation of moving forward, then reversing that rotation, going into our forward bow, and settling right back to our neutral bow. As we start to work our way onto our horizontal line, we start to face 9 o'clock, utilizing our double beat into our single beats. We are also doing our very first kick between the first 4 forms, as well as utilizing upper body rotation, which we're introduced with long form 1. The knife edge kick is giving us the medium range weapon with our leg, just like we did earlier with our hands, using the edge of the foot, which is one of the first 3 parts of the foot we'll be using in this form. We are also shown with the kick a suffix added with the end of the combination. Next, we slide back towards 6 o'clock. While framing, we execute a universal block and adjust back to our vertical line. As we do this, we execute our third 2-beat principle that followed earlier from the forms strike, strike, block, strike, block, block. Now visualizing using our universal block, we are blocking a left straight kick followed with a right straight punch. The same attack you are defending is going to be your offense attack within the next part of this form. I will later on go back to this point to show you what I mean. As we continue to look at the universal block, you can see we are utilizing our back arm as an inward block like we were taught in long form 1. This will be the very first time we use the block method in our forms. We then reverse the motion while using a left upward parry. We then execute a right thrusting strike to the groin while shifting into our forward bow. Looking at our left upward parry, which also resembles a left upward block, we then use our right hand as a thrusting motion using the hammer part of our hand while striking the opponent's groin. As short form 2 taught us how to use our right arm as a hammering motion, and long form 2 we use it as a thrusting motion. Now that we have completed our third block in our sequence of in, out, up series, we are learning how to strike with our upper hand by reversing the motion. This now teaches us how to strike with our lead arm after a block. So inward block, hand sword, outward block, punch, to an upward block, claw. These 3 strikes that follow after the blocks also travel through the 3 dimensions and power principles as well. The hand sword travels with rotation, width, the punch traveling through depth, which is backup mass, and the third one is the claw, which is traveling through height, gravitational marriage. Now, After executing our claw to the opponent's face, we then start to use a horizontal back knuckle. The claw and the back knuckle on the timing is actually creating a sandwich effect to the opponent's head, which does follow the category of giving us the preview attraction of sandwiching strikes coming within the next form. We then start to execute our horizontal back knuckles and threes in our circular fashion right after our first claw. These three back knuckles are also following the motion of like a saw blade. While this motion is circular, later in the form we will be using 3 linear strikes. As you know, in Kenpo, everything has an opposite and a reverse. So while we use our claw back knuckle, this is our very first 45-degree angle in long 2, but this is also the opposite side of the first 45-degree angle in short 2. As we now move on to the next part of the form, we start to execute our left downward block facing towards 5 o'clock. This is also completing our 4 versions of how to step while using a downward block. Our first one in short 1 is left right. Our second and long form is right right, and our short 2 is left left, as long form 2 completes that category, moving the right leg and blocking with the left arm. We also complete another category that follows same hand, same direction, opposite hand, same direction, opposite hand, opposite direction, now completing the fourth one, same hand, opposite direction. As we use the inverted back knuckle for the first time in our first 4 forms, we are taught to go from inverted to horizontal to vertical position with our fist. We are also utilizing a ball kick, which is our second kick in long form 2. So as we're shown to use our inverted vertical strike, we're also shown to use our horizontal punch and our vertical punch, as well as utilizing our foot and the kicks of this form. We will use the outside edge, the ball, and later on the inside edge of the foot. While using our snap kick, this is our long range weapon, as our knife edge kick in the beginning of the form was our medium range weapon. And going into the prefix suffix insert, we are actually inserting a punch now in the middle of the snap kick along with our short range vertical punch. Our short range vertical punch that lands with backup mass is now going through the dimension of depth. The last vertical punch in this sequence is showing us how to use a closed fist short range strike compared to an open hand finger strike. We then step towards our attacker as we move on to the second side of this sequence, using the move away from the opponent to now stepping towards the opponent. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some valuable information. This is part 1 of part 2, so please keep an eye out for the second one. To make sure you don't miss out on this, please click the bell icon so you get updated content your way. Subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Thank you and have a great day.
Thanks for watching the video. Click on the bell and subscribe to the YouTube channel.